I hope you can hear me. That's the first check for today. Let's see what we can see everything here. Okay. So today will be about the new lockdown measures in the Netherlands. Yeah, it doesn't look good, both on the, let's say, the corona numbers, but also the measures that will be taken for the people. Of course, it can be necessary. There can be a viewpoint, but definitely not fun. So at 7 o'clock, in about 8 minutes, the Prime Minister Rutte will tell about what will happen, what the measures will be. So I will have it here on the screen also, and I'll try to translate it immediately. What are the most important points? What can we expect? A number of things that has been told in the media already a little bit. So it will take about a month, a bit more than a month. And basically everything will probably close except for supermarkets. So this will be a new step if this happens. Until now, the stores were able to stay open throughout the whole year with certain measures taken, like a limited number of people that can go inside, and also about wearing the mask, the mouth mask. But yeah, it looks like right now it will change for a month, so that everything has to be shut down. We're talking about theaters, stores, non-essential stores. Cafes and restaurants are already closed for a while now. Yeah, schools, daycares. The number of people that you can have that can visit will probably be limited. For Christmas, so we have like 2 Christmas days, 25th and 26th. So they plan to keep that a little bit lighter, so that you can have max like three persons that visit during Christmas. So not great if you have like a big family. In the meantime, I can give you some numbers. So what's happening in the Netherlands? Let's see. Let's take a look. So recently, this week, the daily the number of contagions or positive tests went to 10,000 a day on a daily basis. Let's see. So we are also at the limit of we reached the 10,000 deaths also, unfortunately. Let's see what else. So last week, if you look at the weekly basis, like 43,000 positive tests. People in the hospital, 1,229. 179 intensive care. Let's see, did they start, or do I have to? No, not yet. So, okay, I have to keep an eye on that. A couple of more minutes before they start. Let's see, people passed away, 338 last week. I'll just turn the sound down. So most of the deceased persons are from the range of 80 to 84 and 85 to 89. And also a number of them are from 70 up and, well, older than 90 also, most of them. Let's see if we have anything else about the numbers. So that's about the numbers, I guess. So they have been trying to reduce the number of the containing or how do you say, the coronavirus, but yeah, it did not really work out the last couple of months. They tried new measures, but it just kept increasing. From the 1st of December, we have a mandatory mask. We have to wear it everywhere inside of buildings or stores. So they basically said everywhere where you cannot see the sky is a place where you have the mandatory mask. So that's actually law now in the Netherlands. They say it's a temporary law, so it doesn't have to stay forever, but the law is in place now, so we have to wear the mask. Schools have been open now for, well, since, let's say, after the summer vacation. They have been back open, schools and daycares. So when the positive numbers of corona started going up again, they started trying to have that under control again, but yeah, it just kept increasing. So now here we are. So this will probably be the most strict lockdown we've had in the Netherlands until now. Yeah, it's taking long. The entire situation with Corona is taking it's going to take a year for now. We are supposed to have a number of vaccinations in January. So we expect to have about 500,000 vaccinations. It should have been more, 1 million, but there were some supply issues, so that changed now. And well, so now they have about 500,000, and they'll probably vaccinate the care workers first, like the nurses, people taking care of the elderly and the sick. So they'll probably be first. So this is my well, first live stream for a special occasion. Because of the lockdown measures, normally I just create videos about places where I am at, and or about certain topics, but those are prepared and edited. But this will be the first live stream, so I'm still figuring out a little bit how everything works. Let's see. Okay, let's see. I think they're starting soon. Almost. So probably after the commercial they will start. So I will listen to the video of Prime Minister Rutte. He will speak from, they call it the tower, the small tower. And this is the place of Parliament, where the building. It's a large building, and this is the special place for the Prime Minister, where he can, yeah, talk about important things, or important people that visit. They go there. Yeah, it's typically Dutch place. Let's see. I think they're about to start. Okay, so let's see. So someone is coming. I see that you're coming on Saturday. So yeah, I hope that all will work out well. So they're about to start. So I'll try to listen and translate where needed. So they're telling that he spoke to the people before in March from the same place. Let's see if is this live right now. Yeah, so this is the place. Okay, here we go. There we go.
Goedendag. Toen ik bijna 9 maanden geleden voor het eerst een televisietoespraak hield over corona, hoopte ik heel erg dat het ook voor het laatst zou zijn. En daar leek het ook wel op. Maar helaas moet ik mij vandaag opnieuw
So He's referring to the 9 months ago that he started with a talk like this. So he's explaining this will be drastic. Yeah, the numbers are growing, and he announced before that he would announce new measures. So 5 weeks in lockdown. We're going on lockdown for 5 weeks. So most places will close where people can gather. There are some exceptions. So he's talking about, well, earlier this year, about how everything was empty. He will explain why is it needed, the lockdown. Oh, he first wants to tell some things. So he understands this is not easy for people. So for a lot of people, 2020 is a year of mourning. People that lost others of corona. People that have lost their jobs, like in the restaurants. Young people that have to wait with their future, basically. There's a lot of stress, loneliness in the country. So there's a lot of need to be together at Christmas. So keep an eye out for people that are in heavy circumstances. That's what he's asking for Christmas. So he's certain that we will get through this. We will have the vaccine, but we also have the strength ourselves to get through this. And it's not easy to keep the rules all the time. And he understands that also. A lot of people realize that we have to protect each other. He sees a lot of people that are trying to make the best of the situation and helping other people not to lose courage. So we are together in this with 70 million people, unheard of situation, and that we will get through this. So we have to stay alert all the time of the virus, because it can be everywhere. So it's the battle is not fair. The virus jumps over. On average, 60 persons die of corona. Daily around 9,000 new contaminations. In the hospitals, numbers are growing. In the second wave, more people came in the hospital than first wave.
Getallen zijn abstract en ze vertellen ook zeker niet het hele.
Numbers don't tell everything.
Maar de realiteit is dat inmiddels meer dan 1 miljoen reguliere behandelingen in het ziekenhuis zijn uitgesteld.
More than 1 million normal treatments in the hospital are cancelled for other diseases.
De realiteit is dat de mensen in de ziekenhuizen en verpleeghuizen alweer 3 maanden op een tandvlees lopen.
People are working for 3 months like crazy in the care workers and the doctors.
En de realiteit is ook dat we niet te maken hebben met een onschuldige griep,
It's not a innocent flu.
maar met een virus dat iedereen hard kan raken.
It's a virus that can hurt everyone, not only the oldest.
Ongeveer 30.000 mensen met corona in het ziekenhuis gelegen, waarvan 6.000 op de intensive care.
30,000 in the hospital have been there, 6,000 in intensive care.
50 jaar, 2,5 keer groter dan de groep boven de 80.
A large number was younger than 50 that ended up in the hospital.
Op de intensive care behandeld worden. En dat ze bijna zonder uitzondering nog lang na een ontslag in
And
het ziekenhuis te maken
yeah,
hebben met
long after being taken in the hospital, people still have complaints or issues with getting better.
belangrijk is dat de zorg toegankelijk blijft.
It's important that the hospitals have capacity.
Nog een keer tegen alle werkers in het ziekenhuis, in het verpleeghuis, in de thuiszorg en bij de GGD's wil zeggen: dank jullie wel.
He wants to thank everyone working, caring for people, nurses, doctors, everyone.
Ik heb, wij allemaal hebben grote bewondering voor jullie.
So everyone has great admiration
Tot zover
for those people.
de achtergrond van het programma. We hebben geen keus. Het antwoord
We have no choice. We have to do this.
daar moet u alle voor verplicht zijn. De volgende vraag is: hoe ziet de lockdown?
Okay, so now we go to how the lockdown will look.
Het gaat alles bij elkaar om een groot pakket maatregelen en dringende
A
adviezen
large package,
ingehouden.
measures, advice
Dinsdag 19 januari.
until 19th of January.
Daarvoor, op dinsdag 12 januari, zullen Hugo de Jonge en ik in een persconferentie vertellen hoe het er na de 19e uit
12th January, we'll have a new plan how it will be after that.
aanstaande woensdag als ingangsdatum en maandag 18 januari als voorlopig.
Schools will close Wednesday.
Ik heb de maatregelen voor de overzichtelijkheid ingedeeld in 7 punten.
7 points, lockdown points.
Het meest ingrijpende besluit. Ten eerste,
Number 1.
vanaf woensdag 16 december tot tenminste maandag 18 januari wordt onderwijs op afstand de norm.
Okay,
Van het primair onderwijs
all
tot
schools closing
als dit voor
from Wednesday,
dit is
going online.
een ingrijpend besluit.
So this is very drastic measure
Leerlingen en studenten en voor
for students, for parents,
maar het is ook een onvermijdelijk besluit.
but this cannot be avoided.
Maken we wel een paar uitzonderingen. Onder andere voor leerlingen in het examen
A couple of exceptions next year
en voor de persoonlijke begeleiding van leerlingen.
for certain parts of for certain schools and people doing their exams.
Blijft alleen open voor kinderen die kwetsbaar zijn en voor kinderen van ouders met speciale behoeften.
Daycare will be open for like parents with essential jobs like police, people working in public transport.
Als dit voor ten tweede gaan vanaf
Second point.
alle niet noodzakelijke winkels dicht.
Okay, from tomorrow,
Alleen de winkels voor
stores closed.
blijven open.
Only supermarket will be open.
Bakkers, slagers,
Bakeries
inclusief de weekmarkt.
and the week markets.
Drogisterijen, stomerij,
Okay,
opticiens en thuiszorg.
markets. So
Verder moeten dus alle kledingboutiques,
some essential stores will be open,
meubelzaken, tuincentra,
but like clothing stores, electronic stores, they will be closed.
deuren sluiten. Speciaal voor bouwmarkten wordt het wel mogelijk voor afbestelde spullen af te halen. Omdat er ook wel eens
Okay, so if we have like stores for wood and equipment, so you can gather your things there
ongelooflijk harde
if you order them.
heel veel ondernemers. Maar zeker
So this is very tough for entrepreneurs.
straten in de grote steden moeten we dit
it became too busy in the streets with the stores.
en banen te behouden. Daar hebben we een fors steunpakket voor dat vorige week is
So they have a big support package, financial package for store owners.
Vanaf morgen tot en met 27 december is het ook nog mogelijk subsidie aan te vragen, waarmee je personeel door
So from tomorrow you can ask support from the government to pay your personnel.
de komende tijd blijven kijken wat kan en nodig is, te zorgen dat zo min mogelijk bedrijven van
We try to not have the companies go down.
afhankelijke locaties gesloten, binnen en buiten. Dit omvat dus echt heel veel. Dierentuinen,
Okay. Okay, all the other things that will close, like zoos, theaters, casinos, theme parks, it will all be closed.
bijzonder. Hotels
Some exceptions. Hotels will stay open.
morgen zonder restaurantfunctie of roomservice.
No restaurant function, no room service.
Gingen naar een hotel alleen om uit eten te gaan.
So the hotel will be open, but you cannot eat there.
Bibliotheken gaan dicht, maar boeken afhalen mag.
Libraries will close, but you can get books there if you order.
Huizen en locaties waar uitvaarten plaatsvinden blijven open.
City halls will be open and
In wijkcentra kunnen de komende weken alleen activiteiten plaatsvinden voor kwetsbare groepen.
okay. Only activities for vulnerable people
Tussen de medische
on local places.
tandartsen, fysiotherapeuten en verloskundigen mogen de praktijk open.
Dentists can stay open, physiotherapists.
En masseurs moeten de deur helaas weer sluiten. Ten vierde. Het dringende advies wordt thuis per dag niet meer dan
Advice.
2 gasten vanaf 13 jaar te ontvangen.
No more than 2 guests at home, that's the advice.
Voor de kerst. Op 24, 25 en 26 december blijft 3
For Christmas, 24, 25, 26th,
13 jaar uit.
max 3 persons.
Op die 3 dagen kan het
Older than 13.
maar eerlijk is eerlijk,
Below 13, it doesn't matter.
helaas zo. En als je klachten hebt, blijf je natuurlijk thuis.
If you have
Veel familie,
health issues, stay home.
ga je wel op bezoek, dan was je je handen stuk
Okay.
en houd je
If
1,5 meter
if you visit someone,
10 basisregels.
wash your hands, you know, the regular hygiene stuff.
Een maximale groepsgrootte van 2, tenzij je op pad gaat met het eigen huis.
Outside, max 2 persons together, except your family.
En uiteraard ook op 1,5 meter afstand.
And keep the distance
De sport.
1.5 meter. Then the sports.
Morgen sluiten de sportscholen, zwembaden en sporthallen. Dus
Okay.
binnen sportlocaties.
Everything related to inside sports
Kunnen open blijven.
will close.
En jongeren tot 18 jaar kunnen buiten ook blijven trainen in teams.
Kids up to 18 years old can keep training in outside outdoor sports.
2 mensen op 1,5 meter. Geen teamtraining, geen wedstrijden, geen groepslessen.
Okay, no team trainings, no competition for sports.
Hardlopen of fietsen kan natuurlijk altijd en is ook aan te
Yeah, you can go bicycling on your own, running,
reizen.
traveling.
Dringende advies is en blijft
Advice,
zoveel mogelijk thuis.
stay home,
Geen onnodige reizen.
don't travel unnecessary.
Als je rond de feestdagen ergens in Nederland een huisje hebt gehuurd, kun je daar best heen.
Okay, if you rented a house
Gelden wel
during the holidays,
als thuis,
you can do that.
dus geen onnodige uitstapjes. Voor niet
Don't go out unnecessarily.
geldt ook het dringende advies, doe dat niet.
Advice,
Geen reis
don't travel
periode
abroad
tot half maart
up to half March.
januari. De risico's en onzekerheden zijn.
But this is the advice part.
En we zullen natuurlijk ook onze buurlanden vragen het reizen naar Nederland te ontmoedigen.
They will ask the neighbor countries to try to advise them not to travel to the Netherlands.
Buiten Europa naar ons land komen. Ten
Ja.
zevende en als laatste het zeer dringende advies, werk thuis.
Advice is work from home.
We zien uit alle gegevens die we hebben dat dit advies veel minder goed wordt nageleefd.
We see from the data that people are not working from home enough.
Op een gegeven moment komen de muren van je thuiskantoor op je af.
people are having trouble with working from home, but we have to keep doing this. We have to limit the contacts as much as possible. There's too much at stake. Too much contaminations through workplace. He also addresses the companies. Make sure that people can work from home. Public transport is only for necessary travels. We can have discussion about any measure, of course. So he's talking about different categories, and some categories have more contaminations than others, and we can have discussion about it. We don't have this situation where we can talk about loosening things. We have to do as much, everything. We have to go through this, to this bitter part. And then it will get better. There will be a moment we will leave Corona behind us. Everything will be normal again, with no limits, no restrictions anymore. With the vaccine, 2021 will be a year of hope. If you might have practical questions about the new rules, like which professions fall in which category, are they restricted or not? Okay, so on the website rijksoverheid.nl you will find more details. So we need more like flexibility, more strength in that. Keep helping each other. Stay patient to each other. Stay patient to people working in hospitals. They are doing the best for everyone. Make it a great Christmas, despite all the limitations. We'll get through this with each other and for each other. Andy, thanks. So, that were the restrictions. Yes, as expected. Let's see, I see some questions, I think, about traveling. As far as I can see from here, from what I hear now, the travel advice is mostly advice. So I think that they try to, encourage you not to go, but it's not like a hard, how I say, it's not limited like that you cannot do it. So I think it's best to check with, if you were really traveling, I'm not sure from where, or I saw Germany in the chat. I think if you can check it, you're welcome. I'm glad that the translation was helpful. Let's see. Yeah, so I heard about that, about a test. That could be something that the airline requires. That could be possible. But as far as crossing the border, Um, I don't think that right now there are restrictions from the neighbor countries. Maybe I can check it because it goes also both ways. Like what what does Belgium decide? Do they want to block the borders themselves, or do we do it the other way around? Right now, orange. Okay, that's a lot of orange. I see the almost the entire map is orange, but it can mean a lot of things. It's just like in general they don't advise to travel, but it's probably possible if you really need to do it or you want to do it. It's an option. Let's see if I can check the country. For instance, Germany. So basically what they do with the neighboring countries like Germany, Belgium, there is a quarantine. You have to stay in a certain quarantine when you go back. And they can ask if you want to go out of quarantine, you can do this PCR test also. So that's one option from the neighbor countries. But yeah, it's possible to travel for most of the places here. And about schools, so the schools will go online for, let's say, from the children up to 12 to to students. They will have online classes digitally, and if you well, from the school below that, they will have for the younger kids, they will send, the teacher will send this work they have to do from home, and as parents you will have to help them do that. So they will give something to read, send something to read and to something to see on YouTube video, and they have all these online like these apps where they can do like all these practice all these things, like math or spelling. They can do this very good through apps now. Um, about shortening quarantine, yeah. So if you have like you can do PCR tests, and usually the next day there will be like an outcome. You will have the result if it's positive or negative. Okay, so well, the measures were what was expected. Most the non-essential stores will close, but I heard besides supermarkets, you also have like the butcher, the bakery. Restrictions. Let's see, restriction on daycare. Yes, also daycare will be closed. Be, it will only be opened for people that work in the essential jobs. So people that work as a doctor or policeman or fireman. So they will be able to send, the only ones that are able to send their kids to a daycare. But for everyone else, it will be closed. So I also have a little bit of problem from tomorrow on with managing the job and children. And there's also this other type of store that will remain open, which I think it's very well. That's convenient. Let's see what it's called in English. Oh, the drugstore. The drugstore is open, but the point is the drugstores in the Netherlands. I mean, if they fall under this category, these specific types, but they have a lot of other stuff they sell also. They even sell children toys and tea, coffee, or candy. So, okay, well, good to hear. See the positive things in the chat. So, thank you very much for letting me know. The measures, well, yeah, stores will be closed, what I said, and some essential stores will be open. Advice to work from home, not to travel too much. Only with 2 persons you can have visit you inside. Outside, maximum of 2 persons together when it's not your family. Schools closed. Yeah. that's how Netherlands will be, how we'll be looking this month up into January, and from January on they will of course they will follow the numbers and see if that's decreasing enough, and then they will come with new measures or loosen up the restrictions. Personally, it's really like I went to the theater. Um, I went to the theater and let's see, somebody told me only people from outside the EU need a PCR test. Okay, that could be a possibility, maybe. But if the thing is, if you decide to take it, and it's negative, you will have more freedom. Let's say so. If it's possible, and you don't mind having the PCR test, it can be helpful actually to get you out of quarantine and make some things easier. But when I was going to theater, I was the only one with my son in the theater, so some things I don't really I don't understand exactly why it has to be done, but well, what they said themselves, they can have discussion about all these categories, but they want like the full picture to reduce the number of interactions, contact between people, and okay, the Christmas, of course, instead of 2 persons, 3 persons can visit. Um, I think in other countries where the families are much bigger, this would be even bigger problem. But still, yeah, not very easy, I can imagine, for everyone. But yeah, this is it. Okay, I'll be closing the live stream. Germany maximum 5. Oh, that's even. Oh, that's workable. Thank you very much for being here and listening, and well, I hope you have this information will help you, and well, if we don't speak again, have a great Christmas despite everything. All right, goodbye.